Saturday night is the loneliest night of the week. Doesn't look like it from here.
All the Shelbro swingers. On about hard times, golf handicaps. Another round of doubles, please.
No wife swapping?
If there is, I wasn't invited.
Tough luck, Mr. Clegg.
These are the car numbers we keep an eye on tonight.
I should forget the E-type. That's the town clerk's son.
Worth checking again. Where the local helmets got their radar trap tonight?
The Aspley Road.
It's where David Main's wife and son were killed.
Oh, you're back early, Henry. Thought you'd still be raving down Chancery Lane. Or did they run out of port?
It's 11:15, and Law Society dinners can hardly be described as raving in the connotation I think you intend. May I?
Decanted for you. I can finish all this tomorrow.
I should hope so. This is very good, David.
Sure.
Much better than my club. And thank you for the use of the spare room.
Always pleased to see you, Henry.
Saturdays at the club are becoming impossible. Nothing's what it was.
They'd stop the ones I've ticked.
A couple of these are real jug artists. Now we'll see what happens. Good night's work, Sammy.
If you say so. You certainly taken enough trouble.
Probably last weekend. They should clinch it. That's got its own sort of justice.
Why's that?
The last time I was here, I watched an ambulance take bodies away and checked blood on the grass.
What for?
A drunk lorry driver had just killed David Main's wife and son. That's 10 months ago.
The same crooked blood sample analysis was on the take.
Tried to prove it then and failed. I got convicted for theft and David Main got struck off. I'm not going to fail now.
If you're as busy as this, I'm surprised Walter Clegg isn't here helping you.
It's his long weekend. Now, Walter's is sitting at home, feet up, slippers on, full of steak and kidney pudding, and squawking if the cowboy film on television has any children or dogs in it. It's Indians biting the dust he likes.
Bloodthirsty and racially prejudiced.
It's only celluloid. The Indians get up again and draw a pay packet. Just like solicitors when they lose a case. Well, how did you know I'd be in?
Your habits? For most people, Sunday mornings are brisk walks, feed the ducks. You work. This is Edward Bellingham, my first, only, and ex-husband.
How do you do?
How do you do? I've heard all about you from Alan Hartman, Mr. May.
Who sends his regards? Says the wounds are healing slowly.
He lost profit, that's all. No blood involved.
That's not the way he tells it.
Cutthroat's the word he used. Which is why we're here, David. Advice.
Well, if it's commercial, yes. If it's legal, you probably need a qualified solicitor.
No, we have one of those. Andrew Retford in Shelbro. Do you know him?
I've met him once. It's mostly criminal work. Supposed to be very good.
He'll do all the documents and things, but we need to borrow your brand of low commercial cunning.
It's very simple. I still don't see why we need half a dozen opinions, Laura. I had a rush of marital bliss to the head and gave Laura a flat in New York. I'd like it back, and she's quite prepared to give it to me. There's nothing very complicated in that.
How much is the flat worth?
$150,000, $200,000. I need the money to buy into a brokerage firm as a full partner.
Edward sells shares and securities and things to rich little old American ladies. Sort of confidence trickster on commission.
investment consultant, if you don't mind.
I'll need details of the brokerage offer, the full and current tax picture on both of you, and any formal agreement when Laura was handed this love nest.
Well, Andrew has most of the papers. I haven't even read them. The men I'm dealing with are perfectly honest.
That is the theological state that doesn't exist in law, Mr. Bellingham. Nobody is perfectly honest.
I'm sorry to keep you waiting. I didn't realize this would take so long.
Well, there's no hurry. Admire your patience. Anyone that can read local newspapers for us must have a considerable interest in the area.
That I have.
You used to work for David Main, didn't you?
Still do.
I'm Andrew Redford.
Alder Clegg. I've seen you in Magistrates' Court. Thanks very much.
Back issue September 4th.
Who did you say you were?
Sam Dayton. I'm with Peter Jarrett's inquiry agency. Sorry, I thought you knew.
Knew what?
Mr. Clegg said the job was private. I didn't realize it was as private as that.
What job?
The Shelburne one. I've been with Mr. Clegg most weekends for the past 2 months. That's why I'm here now.
Who's been paying you for this job?
Mr. Clegg, cash.
Doesn't Jarrett care what you do with your weekends?
Well, why should he, unless the agency's got something urgent on? I thought you knew. Mr. Clegg asked me to meet him here.
Sit down, Mr. Dayton. And when Mr. Clegg arrives, we'll find out what the hell he thinks he's playing at.
No, I've telephoned the office. They'll copy the documents Main wants and send them off, so it shouldn't be too long. Sorry, Laura.
Don't be. The business chap makes a change from stories about the old Higgers and the matron when you two were at school together.
I don't see what all the haggling's about. There's no argument from Laura for once. Transfer's straightforward enough.
Well, it seems to be, but if David Main wants a second look, I'll let him take one. I've seen him operate.
That was before he was struck off. Now he just needs the money.
I doubt that.
Laura, I'm in a hurry. $200,000 worth of hurry. My own brokerage firm, a cut on all the transactions, not just the commission from someone else's profit. Oh, tell her, Andrew.
I have told her, listen to David Main.
But you're a lawyer as well.
Oh, not in his league. Not on commercial business. I'm a very good criminal lawyer because that's all the work I get. One of the snags about being minor landed gentry with lots of money. All the hard-faced businessmen around here think I'm playing at the law. They want their solicitors lean and hungry.
You look like the canary that's just swallowed the cat.
That's right.
And that's given us both indigestion before.
Not this time.
Scotch?
Thank you, I will. This one I've earned.
All right, Sherlock. Let's have it. Coloured ink shirt. You must have been going to art school on the side as well.
No, look. We've got dates in red. That's covering 6 weekends. Car registration numbers, green. Blue, the name of drivers. Now, those underlined are the ones I've seen personally dipping into enough booze to where the bootlace is. The next column is the dates and time of breathalyzer test. Now, look at that last column. Not charged. 7 out of 18.
What's the name in capital letters?
That's the sonny boy we've been looking for. Every failure to prosecute took place when he was duty sergeant at Shelburne Police Station. The name is George Matthews.
Could be coincidence. Could be he's got a kind heart.
What's he live like?
Careful. Frugal almost. Police lodgings, 4-year-old car, doesn't gamble, doesn't keep women. But what he has got is a brother-in-law in Scarborough with a 20-room boarding house that was paid for in 18 months. £58,000.
Perhaps a brother-in-law won the pools.
No, I checked. So now you see. Crooked copper goes to crooked analyst. I went back to where the trouble all started. And I'll finish it with that as evidence.
What you got here, Walter, are some statistics from which certain assumptions can be drawn. Now, you say the people not prosecuted were falling down drunk. Well, laboratory tests, faked or otherwise, have already made a nonsense of that. You've got observation, figures, hearsay. What you have not got is any sort of evidence. Now we do it properly. Who paid for Mr. Dayton's services?
I did.
Mr. Dayton, were you working officially for Peter Jarrett?
No.
Would you get him on the phone for me, please? Where'd the money come from, Walter?
We've made a few shillings in the past months. Up to me how I spend mine. If I got you into trouble, I was trying to get you out.
I know, and thanks.
Mr. Jarrett, please.
I think you might have succeeded.
Mr. May.
But not like this. Thank you. Hello, Peter. I want you to tell me about one of your men called Dayton. Fine. I'd now like to engage him officially. I shall also need another man, someone unobtrusive. This weekend. Fine, thanks, Peter.
I could have told you. You know, they call me Captain Moonlight because I prefer to work all hours. My wife died 18 months ago. 6 months after, I stopped being a detective sergeant. After 20 years of too little time with her. How do you spend weekends? And any money I earn in my spare time gets tax paid on it.
Right, we'll leave here Friday afternoon. Mr. Dayton, you'll book into the best hotel in Shelborough. Walter, you'll get a room for the other operative at the same hotel. We'll stay at the Bear in Ridborough. I'll make a list of the things we need. I want one thing made clear, Walter. We play this one utterly and absolutely by the book.
Yes, sir.
If I watch this place much longer, I'll turn into Cinderella.
Did your friendly neighbourhood helmet tell you where the radar trap is tonight?
The Anderley Road.
We'd better move. Will you bring my car, Walter? I still hate driving these roads.
Right.
Mr. Mulligan, I will want your sworn testimony and that of Walter Clegg that Mr. Dayton here has not been out of your sight for the last 24 hours, and that during that time he has touched no alcohol.
I feel like something out of the last weekend.
What I want you to do, Mr. Dayton, is to take a big mouthful of this, swill it round, gargle with it, but make very sure you don't swallow any. Now, half a mile up the road, spit it out. Don't break the speed limit. Just weave the car a little. They'll stop you.
Pity, it smells like good brandy.
It is. But all you do is use it to turn a breathalyzer green on straight fumes. Don't swallow any. Any test for alcohol in your blood, I want as a big round zero on the analyst report.
You sure this will turn the bag green, Mr. May?
We tested half a dozen.
Can't stand having blood taken. Always makes me feel sick.
You sound as if you're used to it.
I'm not. Well, what happens now, Sergeant?
You keep that. The other sample goes to the analyst. If it's over the limit, we charge you with breathalyzer, then it's up to the magistrate. Seems a pity on a clean license like yours.
If that license gets suspended, there goes my job. Area sales manager. 15 years' work.
It's not as bad as that. We'll put you in the office for a bit.
You don't know my boss. He never carried a case of samples for real in his life. He only takes a drink when he's thirsty, and then it's water. Now, if I get pinched for this, Sergeant, I'm out.
Look, I realise you've got to take a drink in your line of business, especially trying to sell to the farmers round here. Just got to watch it, that's all.
How can you? You've seen the way some of them lace into the stuff.
And I know it. Still, if that sample's under the limit, you'll be all right.
I don't know. I don't think it will be.
It might.
Look, Sergeant, is there anything you can do?
Well, nobody likes to see anybody getting the sack. Where are you staying, Mr. Dayton?
The Crown. Room 33.
Crown, eh? Must do all right for expenses.
Oh, they're not bad on that. That's another reason I can't afford to lose the job. Perks.
How long are you staying at the Crown?
Till Tuesday.
I might give you a ring. Least I can do is keep you informed.
I'd be very much obliged, Sergeant. I really would. Well, if friend Matthews isn't on the take, I was in the Girl Guides for 20 years.
How?
He's going to give me a ring. He's going to keep me informed.
Good. Now, when Matthews comes here, I want Mulligan present. I want time of arrival and departure notice. He'll send Mulligan out. The moment Matthews leaves, you, Mr. Dayton, will write a verbatim account of everything that's been said. Every word. The minute he leaves. Is that clear?
Clear, Mr. Main.
That's the first thing he'll see.
That is the first thing he's meant to see, Mr. Main. Look, you used to be a very good lawyer, but I used to be a very good policeman. I run a question and answer setup the way it should be run. If I'm going to play spider, leave the wet to me.
Walter.
Glad to meet you again. Heard lots about you since. Ran into your assistant the other day, Clegg?
That's right. He's just taken up reading.
How's business? According to Laura, you're adding a few neat side steps to the textbooks on high finance.
Oh, it's a living. Half the law is commerce anyway. I just have to keep my sticky fingers off the legal bits.
It seems a pity. No, I can see why you were struck off, but... Well, I thought you deserved to win the appeal.
Thank you.
Sit down.
What about you?
Oh, same old grind. In and out of magistrates' court so often, I feel like a coat of arms. So much civil stuff. Never thought I'd welcome squabbles over a last will and testament as a piece of light relief.
He's still a solicitor.
Coffee and brandy?
No, just coffee. Oh, no sugar, thank you. Thank you. I'm sorry to intrude.
No, it's no intrusion. I'm sorry Laura and Edward aren't back yet. Can I do anything?
Yes, if you don't mind. First, and most important, stop Laura signing any form of transfer on that New York flat. I'll let you have full reasons when I've done a morning's work tomorrow.
Today, you mean? If you say so.
And tell Laura I'll telephone her about it.
Fine. And second?
Tell me about Life and Times in Shelburne. Is it still the same setup? The potato merchants sitting on rolls of fivers that'd dislocate anybody else's hip? Then lots of landed money?
Like mine. Yes, it hasn't changed much. Close, clannish.
And if you belong, you're still issued with a private rule book?
Depending on the circles you mix in.
And the pull and influence circuit still operate? Quietly, of course.
Yes. Can I ask what this is about?
Small private hurdle. I need to know if everything's still the same around here. So?
Oh, hello.
Morning.
Nice to see you. Any news?
It all depends what you mean by news, Mr. Dayton.
Oh, this is George, one of our sales reps. We've just been doing the reports. Could I finish it later, George?
Yes, of course. Okay. This thing is none, is it?
See for yourself. Take the tape out if you wish. I'll do it for you.
If I'm going to help you out, I've got to be careful. You realize that?
Can you help?
Well, there is one way. Say, just supposing you took a couple of drinks now, just a couple. And a fellow I know from the analyst department came round here and took another blood sample. Then we'd have a sample of blood that we were dead sure was under the legal limit. Then all somebody has to do is switch the sample you gave last night for the one you produced today. And that's just supposing. And it's a lot of trouble.
Oh, I realize that, Sergeant. And I'm a businessman, so I don't expect anything on the cheap.
Like £300?
Come on, Sergeant, I haven't committed murder. 50's more like it.
That's what they all say. You try and do somebody a favor and they quibble about the price. All right, Mr. Dayton, forget it. I was only trying to help. You want to lose your job, that's up to you.
Just a minute, Sergeant. You quoted a price, and I think it's a bit steep. But you quoted it. What's stopped me going to your bosses and saying you offered to get me off for money?
That's the second thing they all try. In the log back at the station, it could say I'm on duty. I'm investigating a serious attempt to bribe a police officer in the execution of his duty. It'll be your word against mine. And you know who they believe.
You've put that in the log at the police station?
Not yet. I just said I might. 300.
There's £100 there. It's the sales rep for expenses. I'll get the rest for you tomorrow.
And when I get the rest, we'll switch the sample. Don't worry about a thing, Mr. Dayton. Except waiting for the bank to open.
Mr. Clegg, please. He's in the downstairs bar. Walter, he's just gone. Hook, line, and greedy sinker. He swallowed a lot.
Comments can wait, Sammy. Start writing. New York tax laws. American jurisprudence?
Yes, won't be a minute, Stephen.
No, take your time. It's Sunday. Must be fun to be an American lawyer. The little I know, you charge all round the courtroom, waving your arms, grab the jury by the lapels. Knowing all you've got to do is to wait until your faithful secretary comes bursting into the courtroom, clutching a blood-stained armchair, and the witness will break down and say, I did it. I'm guilty as hell, counselor. I killed my father. It's because he kicked my dog.
Yes, Perry. You really are in a Sunday mood. Drinks over there.
Well, even a solicitor with the Law Society is entitled to a little frivolity, especially socially.
Could I make it non-social, strictly professional?
Yes, of course, David.
What would you say if I told you I was going to make formal application for leave to appeal against my striking off? That I now have every chance of becoming a solicitor again. I'm sick of seeing that frame without a certificate to practice in it. And in a few hours, I'll have sufficient evidence acceptable in any court of law in the land that any course of action I might have taken was fully justified.
I handled the case against you. I'd say, categorically, that you don't stand a chance.
Yes, David, I'd be delighted. What do I have to look forward to here? The adolescent love life of old Higgers. About 8? Bye.
You're not going to London tonight.
Well, you heard me. I was almost shouting.
It could be business, Edward. Try charity for size. It's Sunday.
Better the day, better the deed.
As a widow lady you used to visit on Long Island once told you.
Oops.
And it is business.
Rubbish, what business? Form filling. Andrew has those. He shows us where to sign and goodbye. It's simple.
Maine doesn't think so. You know, how much is he charging us for all this international financial advice?
Nothing. He did say something about a favour.
I did as I was told by Matthews. 2 small brandies, and then his tame analyst trotted in and took another blood sample. Matthews told me he wanted a duplicate of the blood sample I gave him at the police station last night. I told him I'd thrown it away. I hadn't. Exhibit A.
Police tagged. Get an independent analyst, Walter.
Statements from Mr. Dayton. Statements from Mr. Mulligan and myself. Full details of all conversations with Matthews, plus arrival and departure times. Exhibit B.
We shall need these signed, dated, witnessed.
Exhibit C. A tape of the entire transaction. Now, this may not be admissible as evidence. It just depends on the judge. But it's good insurance.
Yes, so we back it. Bring Peter Jarrett, tell him I might need a voice print specialist and a Watergate-type expert to swear the tape isn't fiddled.
Mm-hmm. Exhibit D. Serial numbers of the money paid to Matthews.
Ah. If that lot isn't open and shut, Jack the Ripper was innocent.
Evidence is one thing, but getting the right man in the right place to bring the right prosecution is another.
I know. I'm organising that now.
Thank you, Wilkins.
Not like Laura. You're chasing off the drop of the telephone?
It's curiosity, most of it. David Maine's a one-man ivory tower. She has a sneaking ambition to scale the walls.
Ah, can't say I care for that much. Separate rooms here is bad enough.
Well, Laura's idea. You've been divorced 5 years.
It's worth a try. Absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Of somebody else?
You refuse absolutely to transfer ownership of the New York flat to your ex-husband.
But it's his anyway, and I've told him I will.
Change your mind. Believe me, it's cheaper. On a straight transfer, you could both be liable to gift tax under American and English law. And $150,000 suddenly becomes 90. Don't tell me the government need the money.
No, but Edward most certainly does.
So, you keep the flat, borrow the full amount of money against it. He pays the interest, you hang on to the bricks and mortar. It's safer.
God, you're so bloody sure of yourself, aren't you?
Not me, reality. 8 experts, 6 hours of transatlantic phone calls, plus the books.
I'm sorry. You really worked at this, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
What's the advice worth?
Commercially, about 1,000 guineas.
Guineas? My goodness. You sound like Dick Turpin.
Not me, I'm frightened of horses.
The favour you mentioned must be expensive, too.
Yep. I want you to persuade Andrew Retford to hold a high-powered cocktail party and make sure William Pirbright is there. Have a drink.
Thank you. Do you want one?
Thank you.
Who's William Pirbright?
He is Deputy Chief Constable, brackets discipline for the county. And I want the occasion semi-formal. I want him in uniform with decorations. I want him off the big carpet so that he can't sweep anything under it.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Do you always work on Sundays?
Mostly.
You don't have to, you know.
Hmm?
I'm what's vulgarly known as well off.
Most of it's in trust.
Well, that's what I mean. With you running my trust funds instead of those penny-strangling stalactites I've got now, income could be doubled. Let me take you away from all this. Let me turn you into a rich woman's plaything.
Not really my line of work.
No. All you really want is to become a lawyer again, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Will you turn human, then?
It's not likely, so they tell me, and based on the record.
Well, thanks for this. I'll be on my way.
It's a long drive.
I like night driving. I can hoot back at the owls.
And there's a spare room.
I know. But if a spare room is all that's on offer, I'll take the owls.
Just about everyone who carries weight in the county. Who's this shindig in aid of?
You. Oh? David May wanted to meet you.
You know what for?
I think so.
Well, I must be conspicuous enough. He can find me.
Advice is like aspirin. You can either swallow it or hang on to the headache.
Bank loans, percentages, collateral, they make it all sound so bloody complicated.
If you want a simple life, take up yoga for a living.
You know, I think the butler put surgical spirit in this and kept the gin for himself.
Talking of slave labour, what's happened to your Scandinavian lady colleague? Onger, some such name.
Inga. Had a postcard from her last week. Picture of a nasty piece of sculpture in this park in Oslo. The message was even nastier. Defrost the fridge. All my beer got warm.
A lady with an obvious talent for detail.
That's going to be true.
I hear you want to see me.
Yes.
Why?
Look. And then look out of the window. All those big cars parked in the drive.
Holiday said they'll take it easy on the way home.
And if they're stopped, they'll get away with it, especially if they're councillors or MPs.
Oh, really?
You bet your pension they will. They'll also get away with it if they pay £300 to a station sergeant called George Matthews.
Slander or fact, Mr. Maine?
Fact. Statements, witnesses, details of money passed. Oh, and there's a tape of the transaction available if you want to hear it privately.
There's a lot of time and money here.
If it was a setup that helped kill your wife and son, would you start counting?
No. You're asking me to prosecute?
More than that, sir, I'm telling you, giving you first chance.
Well, until any of this is proved in court, I'll believe Matthews is a good policeman. I'll suspend him, but the Police Federation will guarantee he gets a very good criminal lawyer.
Fine.
Andrew, would you defend a police sergeant accused of corruption?
My client, Sergeant George Albert Matthews, is charged with conspiracy to pervert the course of public justice. And as you well know, sir, conspiracy is a charge under the common law of the land, which is frequently used when the prosecution does not know what the substantive charge should be. However, my submission that there is no case to answer is based on the fact that no crime was committed. This was a trap, calculated, connived for, and executed with precision. The so-called innocent motorist in this case, a Mr. Dayton, deliberately set out to incite and encourage my client to commit a crime. And my client took the only course open to a dedicated police officer to investigate. He stepped into the trap. A trap set and devised by an experienced ex-policeman, Walter Clegg, and a brilliant lawyer, David Maine. Walter Clegg is himself a convicted felon bearing a grudge. His employer, David Maine, is a struck-off solicitor, also bearing a grudge. This is why the trap was set. But the setting of traps has always been repugnant to English law, especially when set by grudge bearers. The victim is neither victim nor innocent. I submit that this case is merely a malevolent conspiracy to discredit a police officer of impeccable record. And I submit, sir, that the whole fabric of this case is so tainted that it should not be allowed to go forward to trial.
He's giving us some hammer.
And he's lost, and he knows it.
Mr. Retford's eloquence might carry some weight with the jury. It carries none with me. I find the evidence, however obtained, to be cogent and admissible. George Albert Matthews, you are committed to stand your trial at the next session of Shelborough Crown Court.
Oh, nice try.
Yeah, still not good enough. Not up against a know-it-all stipendiary. Thank you and good night.
Everybody loses a few.
So, if David Maine tries to appeal against his being struck off using his present methods, he's bound to fail, whatever the results of any case of conspiracy he may have instigated. There's one thin chance. I think you know what it is.
Yes, I do. All that I have to do now is persuade Maine to accept it. Yes, David, I am interfering.
Well, I'll leave you to it. You'll still have a fight on your hands.
Stephen Howard was good enough to telephone me, telling me of your intention to appeal.
And why not? I just proved there was a crooked policeman and a crooked analyst, and that every step I took was justified. When I took this to appeal before, I had a high court judge agree with me on a point of law, lack of evidence. If I take that point of law and the justification I've just obtained, there is no court, private or public, Star Chamber or otherwise, that can refuse to reinstate me as a solicitor.
And if you base your appeal on a technicality, David, you'll fail, as you failed before. You have one chance. One only. It was found that you condoned a very serious crime on the part of Walter Clegg when he stole the blood sample belonging to the lorry driver who killed your wife and son. Your only chance is to seize this moment to give that explanation I begged you to give 10 months ago. In other words, mitigation, which may or may not be strengthened by any subsequent finding that Clegg's theft was fully justified.
Henry, look, there is no...
You will listen to me. You will apply for restoration, and I will represent you. I'm not as good a lawyer as you. I'm not as articulate. I have, however, my white hairs and nearly 50 years of establishment respectability. But make no mistake, I shall put you under oath and require absolute truth. I'm not taking this step lightly. Will you now go into a witness chair?
I spent half my life giving advice. I'd be a fool not to take it when the experience and the motives are as good as yours. Yes, I will.
Thank you, David. We will now file your application for restoration as a solicitor.
What chance do you think Matthews stands when he gets to Crown Court?
Now, you're the prosecution. You should know better than to ask me that. The case against him was put together like a Swiss watch. All the evidence collected by experts. Surgical. They cut him to bits and he was still bleeding when he stepped in the dock. But I'll patch him up enough for him to stand up in court. And I still want him acquitted.
Put him down here, Tiny. That's right. Make sure you spend it on vitamin pills. And stop smoking. Stunt your growth.
Huh. And what else can I do for you besides act as a cloakroom?
Accept an invitation.
Huh?
Join a cruise.
Oh, no, thank you. 10 minutes looking at the sea is fine. After that, you start believing in mermaids to break the monotony.
I can swim. The cruise is on a private yacht. A dear, lovely little Greek millionaire and his Amazon wife. And a very sharp Japanese man. Terribly shy, terribly rich. And a Brazilian, also millionaire. They'll talk European business, and they may need a referee. You?
You're becoming quite a patroness of the commercial arts.
You just saved me a lot of money. And I like to return favours. Besides, I have a master cabin. And the only other spare room is in the crew's quarters. Oh, and there's this. Andrew Retford's card. He thinks you might get back in business again as a lawyer. If you do, look him up.
George Albert Matthews, you have been found guilty of conspiracy to pervert the course of public justice. It is impossible for me to take a lenient view of your abuse of public trust. You knew better than anyone else the laws you were breaking, because it was your sworn task to enforce them. This is clearly a case in which a term of imprisonment must be served. You will go to prison for 3 years. You will also pay £500, so that public funds do not bear the entire burden of the cost of prosecuting you. Let him be put down.
Hello, Henry. Nice to hear from you. Yes, news of a sort. I've put the outcome of the Matthews case to the Council of the Law Society. I've been instructed formally to oppose David Maine's application for restoration to the role. The hearing of the disciplinary committee is set for next week. I shall see you there. Yes. May the best man win.
Let me remind you again, David, that I am in charge of this case. I shall make no attempt to shelter behind the law's technicalities. My task is to persuade 3 experienced and honourable men that you are fit to re-enter the legal profession.
Understood, Henry.
Car's waiting, Mr. Main. Will you know today?
No, Walter. Take a month.
What are you going to do?
Twitch.
For a month?
Could go on that cruise, I suppose. Earn some money. Easier on the nervous system.
Come along, David.
Good luck.
Luck has very little to do with the law, Mr. Clegg. Nearly a year ago, your wife and son were killed in an accident caused by a drunken lorry driver.
Yes.
An employee of yours, Walter Clegg, then stole a blood sample from a police station. Why?
To have it privately analysed, to prove that a policeman and an analyst were switching samples, allowing drivers to escape conviction.
Has this belief in the case of Sergeant George Matthews subsequently been proved in Crown Court?
It has.
Do you believe that your employee, Walter Clegg, in his previous actions, however wrong, was sincere in his attempts to prevent a serious miscarriage of justice?
Yes, I said so at his trial.
These events led to your being struck off. When allegations of professional misconduct, the condoning of your employee Walter Clegg's actions, were brought against you, why did you refuse to give any explanations?
The law does not require anyone to give an explanation when there is insufficient evidence against him.
And you refused to go into the witness box?
Yes.
Was that a question of choice?
Yes.
Silence or perjury?
Yes.
So you chose to face professional extinction by fighting the case on a technicality in law?
I am a lawyer, sir.
Thank you.
No questions. My instructions from the Law Society are formally to oppose this application, but to leave the matter entirely to the discretion of this tribunal.
Yes, operator, I'll repeat the message. Ship to shore cablegram from Jonquil, Corfu. If Mr. Main will take scheduled flight to Naples on the 17th, private plane registered Ionides, will meet and convey Brindisi and onwards. I've got it. Policeman's outing was never like this. No, nothing. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for permission to stand. It is from tradition and respect that I was brought up to believe that matters of gravity are best treated on one's feet. May I crave one further indulgence? Your patience as I refer to notes. I'm not a young man, and I was never an advocate. The symmetry of words in slow and reasoned order on the page has always been my preference and my strength. I have been a practicing solicitor, as were my father and grandfather, all my life. I'm a member of the Council of the Law Society and a recorder of Her Majesty's Crown Court. In my opinion, David Main is the best lawyer I've known, and it was my privilege to count him as my partner. Knowledge, integrity, dedication. Look well at his answer when faced with the choice between perjury and professional extinction. I am a lawyer, sir. Now, his offense. He condoned a theft whose purpose was to uphold justice. You will say that theft does not uphold justice. True, it does not. You will say that the end never justifies the means. True, never. If this were so, there would be no law. This is the essential creed which divides order and barbarism. I do not claim that Main's offense was justifiable, nor does he. And you've seen the penalty he was prepared to pay, has paid. I do claim that it was excusable. I plead, therefore, in mitigation. Here was a man whose wife and child had been slaughtered needlessly. I was the one who brought in the news. I saw his grief. Here was a man broken by sorrow who had every reason, since vindicated in Crown Court, to believe that corrupt men would conspire to prevent the bringing to book of a drunken murderer, for that is what this driver was. Would any of us here be rational in these circumstances? Would any of us here have the strength, the stability, to refuse any evidence, however illegally obtained, that could exact retribution for wrongdoing? And would any of us here have not made that one error of judgment? And then, would any of us here, when faced with the consequences, have had that faith in the law which depends on its exact letter? If you feel that one action, one momentary and natural error of judgment is excusable, then you may feel it is consistent with your duty to the public and to the profession to restore the name of David Main to the role of solicitors of the Supreme Court. How's Main?
I don't know, Mr. Castleton. Excuse me, sir. 2135. No, Mr. Main's been away for a month on a cruise. Yes, I know. I was expecting him back this morning myself. Yes, I'll tell him.
That's a little premature, surely.
That was instructions from the cablegram. You can get just as thirsty if you lose, especially if you've had to wait a month for the decision. It's David now.
Oh, hello, Henry. Walter.
David. I have the findings of your application to be restored to the role. I expected to see you at the hearing this morning.
So did I. You're not going to believe this. The private plane had a puncture. Pay this in, will you please, Walter?
I thought you were supposed to be on a yacht. It looks as though you're on the Queen Mary and came away with the cruise wages.
Business advice is never cheap. I've been restored. I'm a solicitor again. Monday they'll invent a word which says what thank you is supposed to mean.